Well, welcome back. It's a new week, and we could know the fate of some of the Supreme Court's biggest decisions of the term, even as soon as tomorrow. A lot going on there, including some news today, too. So let's bring in our chief legal correspondent, Katie Barlow, with the details. Katie, good to see you. Well, let's just let you catch us up to speed. What's going on?
Well, this week is kind of the big week in the Supreme Court world. All eyes are on the court as they kind of get out those final big decisions of the term. Typically, the court rises for summer recess right before the July 4th holiday weekend. That would be Friday. So if we're following what we've done in the past, except for a couple of COVID years, then we would expect those big decisions by Friday. Now, tomorrow morning, we're going to get more decisions from the court starting at 10 a.m. But as you and I both know, it's always a bit of a guessing game. We know that there will be opinions coming down, but we don't know how many we're going to get or which ones we're going to get. But we can talk through some of the major ones that we're still waiting on that we're likely to get a decision on this week. One everyone is keeping an eye on is the student loan case, whether the Biden administration's $400+ billion plan to relieve student debt, whether he is allowed to actually do that. The question in that case is really whether a president has that kind of power, relying on an emergency provision in a law that relates to emergencies, national crises, whether the president has the power to forgive student loan under that law. And if the Supreme Court doesn't let him do that, that could have major ramifications for the election. We've also got a big case on affirmative action, something we've talked about right here in our backyard. Thomas Jefferson High School of Science and Technology has been dealing with a similar case also in federal court about their admissions program. But the question in that case is whether you can consider race as a part of the admissions process for colleges and universities. Now, the Supreme Court has said that you can consider race, and they've said it for years now, as a part of a holistic review of the individual applicant. But obviously, the justices have something else to say on that subject since they have taken up these cases, and we still haven't gotten that one decided, and it's been pending since October 31st. So we're certainly due for it and likely to get it this week.
Indeed, Katie, I know there's another one that some have been talking about regarding the Colorado website designer who did not want to make a website for a same-sex couple. I know that that's a case that the Supreme Court is also weighing, and a lot of folks watching what happens there as it relates to what could potentially happen down the line. What do you know about that one?
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's a custom wedding website designer in Colorado who refuses to make wedding websites for same-sex couples. Now, there's a law in Colorado. It's called a public accommodation law or a non-discrimination law. A lot of states have them, and it basically says if your business is open to the public, then you can't discriminate against these groups of people or announce your intent to discriminate against those groups of people. And so she says, well, that law violates my right to free speech. And we think about the right to free speech in this country as the right to freely speak and say what's on your mind. But it also means that the government can't compel you to speak in a way that you don't want to. And so she's arguing that this law, this anti-discrimination law, would compel her to speak in a way that she doesn't agree with. And so that's another big one that kind of pits LGBTQ rights against the rights of free speech. Again, has been pending before the court for a while now, and one that we're likely to get by the end of the week.
And I wonder, Joe, because if this happens, it's a slippery slope, because if it's LGBTQ rights, you don't want to make a cake for same-sex, or sorry, a website for a same-sex couple. What about race? Does that come into play?
Age?
Religion?
All of it.
Yeah, all of it. So the Supreme Court certainly having a bunch to deal with. Katie, is there any little other tidbit you want to leave with us before we have to go?
We are putting together a special live in front of the Supreme Court, a special episode of In the Courts that'll air on Sunday night. But don't worry, we will be there every morning this week that the Supreme Court is announcing opinions. Like I said, we'll be there tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then I would expect at least one, if not more days, perhaps Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, where we'll get more opinions. But stay with us to stay ahead. We'll be there for every second of it.
And we appreciate your legal expertise. Katie Barlow for us, our chief legal correspondent. Appreciate that. All right, much more to come.